Counting on why is John David Duggar wearing a gun? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Why is Counting on star John David Duggar carrying a gun? In a newly surfaced photo, fans spotted the 33-year-old sporting a gun. However, fans felt that this was not necessary in this particular situation, prompting lots of questions. Keep reading to get all of the details fans have discovered, and be sure to check out the photo too. John David Duggar is spotted with a gun. On Reddit, a photo of John David has surfaced. He and his wife, Abby Duggar, tend to stay out of the spotlight. They share occasional updates about their family of four, but tend to lay low. Recently, John David has been working with Medic Corp, which is a non-profit organization he's involved in. Several other Duggar men and Bringing Up Bates family members are also part of Medic Corps. It's a disaster relief organization. They've traveled all over the country and globe to help after tornadoes, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. Most recently, the Medic Corp crew headed to the Bahamas. John David made a rare appearance in a photo despite his social media silence, and he was sporting a gun at the time. He was also wearing a law enforcement badge. This is the first time fans have seen the Medic Corp workers with guns and badges. They typically help with cleanup or offer food and necessities to those affected by disasters. Duggar fans and critics are having a hard time understanding why John David Duggar would need a gun in this situation. In the past, fans have seen photos of the Medic Corp crew using machinery to remove debris. In other snaps, they have distributed necessities or offered basic medical attention. Fans pointed out that none of these tasks require guns. On Reddit, fans are discussing this photo and speculating about the gun and badge. It's worth noting that John David was previously a constable, but that was back in Arkansas. Several Reddit users agree he might have wanted to show his power and authority. Others pointed out that he likely was not allowed to carry a gun in the Bahamas. Doing so would require a permit specific to the Bahamas, regardless of whether he's licensed in Arkansas. Sure, here's a creative 500-word piece titled Counting On. Why is John David Duggar wearing a gun? It blends curiosity, social commentary, and a touch of imagination while staying within the tone of intrigue and subtle satire. Counting On. Why is John David Duggar wearing a gun? It's a bright Arkansas afternoon, and there he is. John David Duggar, former reality TV staple turned family man, pilot, and part-time public servant, sporting a crisp button-down shirt, khakis, and yes, a firearm snugly strapped to his side. In a world that's moved beyond the once-beloved 19 kids and counting, and its follow-up Counting On, fans and critics alike have taken to forums and social media with a question that feels equal parts nostalgic and unnerved. Why is John David Duggar wearing a gun? The answer, of course, isn't as simple as for protection. It rarely is when it comes to the Duggars. These aren't your average reality stars. They're symbols of a lifestyle, a brand built on modesty, traditionalism, and the notion that God, family, and country reign supreme. John David, the second oldest Duggar son, has always played the role of the quiet protector, while his brothers chased headlines or Instagram followers. John David leaned into the persona of the responsible one, the pilot, the volunteer constable, the calm in a constantly swirling Duggar storm. So when he's spotted wearing a gun, it doesn't necessarily scream paranoia. Instead, it feels on brand. The firearm, holstered with precision, is less about shock and more about statement. It speaks to a lifestyle rooted in self-reliance and a worldview shaped by a literal reading of the Constitution as well as the Bible. In Duggar territory, it's not just a Second Amendment right. It's a moral obligation. The gun isn't just metal, it's metaphor. And yet, the image of John David Duggar armed, standing in front of a Cessna or pushing a stroller, brings forth a curious juxtaposition. Can you still count on someone who carries a weapon? Or perhaps, in his world, the real question is, can you count on someone who doesn't? The symbolic weight of that gun extends beyond the leather of his holster. For some, it's a reassurance. The protector is ready. For others, it raises eyebrows. What's he guarding against? The world has changed since the Duggars first graced television screens. Scandals have fractured the family's once pristine image. Viewers no longer watch with blind admiration, but with a sharper, more skeptical lens. In that context, the gun becomes more than a firearm. It's armor, legacy, and defiance all at once. Because in his world, being prepared isn't just about survival. It's about identity. It's a silent sermon, a cultural signal. A declaration that even as the cameras fade and the storylines twist, he remains armed, grounded, and always counting on. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Reality T24 channel and stay with us.